one company that's been in the news for all the right reasons, of course, has that game changer drug in trial, which treats multi-drug resistance, WCK 5222, and that's, of course, from the Wockhardt stable. Habil Khurakiwala, founder and chairman of Wockhardt, joins in to talk to us more about it. Hi, Mr. Khurakiwala, it's Amina joining in. This drug, we've talked about this so much in the last couple of months, and every time we speak to you, there's always some good news about WCK 5222. I believe you've had and you've met with some success in treating a meningitis patient. You want to walk us through what this study was and what the outcome of this testing was?
Thank you, Tamanna. This meningitis case is a part of the compassionate use 5222, which is being used. And this was a meningitis case, and treating a meningitis is extremely, extremely challenging, where all other antibiotics, new ones also were used. And one of the unique feature of Zenit 5222 is that it crosses blood-brain barrier, and therefore a patient got cured in 4 weeks treatment, and he was went home. And this is absolutely a life-saving situation. And this was the first case of meningitis being treated with 5222.
Samina, Tamanna is also in the studio with me, but I am...
Okay, fine.
That's fine.
Hi, Mr. Khurakiwala.
That's okay. Just to talk a little bit more about this, because the last time we talked, this was not tested on a meningitis patient. And I know that WHO very recently has indicated that one of the biggest challenges they face is people dying because of drug resistant, and the number stood at 5 million annually. When you started working on WCK 5222 in the early part of 2022, in your anticipation, was the size of the market as large as it is today?
Yeah, we knew that drug resistance market is very large. Nearly 5 million people worldwide dies every year. And in India, the incidence is about 1.1 million incidents. And we knew the market, but what is unique happened about Zenit is this compassionate usage, given a scope of most difficult cases getting treated. The other thing is the center which gives a break point, and the higher the break point, the better it is. It has a 64 break point. And in the last 100 years, after penicillin discovery, no antibiotic, there are 250 of them more approved, have received such a high break point. And as a result, the higher the break point, the drug is more effective. And that is what is being proved in clinical practice.
Mr. Khurakiwala, Tamanna here, that just sounds like we are sitting on the verge of a new chapter in treating antibiotic resistance. So what is the break point here versus what is currently available in the market, just to understand and take forward from what you said last?
See, Tamanna, all the recent antibiotics which are cleared by regulators have received a break point of 2 to 8. And we are talking of a break point of 64 for about 10 different organisms. And this is historical. And it is actually a breakthrough in treating multi-drug resistance, because all these 10 organisms, which is really responsible for multi-drug resistance, our drug is going to be effective for a fairly long period of time.
And this is beyond just meningitis, sir. Can you just give us a sense of what would be the real application for this, and at what stage do we see this all come to fruition in terms of availability in the market, etc.?
In addition to meningitis, you have lung-related infection of HEP and VAP, where it is patient is on ventilator. So, and there are bone infection which are very, very difficult to treat. And therefore, I think literally Pseudomonas, Acinetobacter, these are the organisms which is very, very difficult to treat. There are hardly any drugs. And that is what 5222 Ozanic is doing. As far as progress of our clinical trial, our phase 3 global phase 3 clinical trial would get over in next 2 to 3 months, and we should be filing for US, Europe, regulator India sometime in the second calendar quarter of next year, and hopefully get an approval in early 26.
From what we understand, actually, let's talk about approvals in a minute. You want to quantify the size of the opportunity that you know as of today. I know this is something that will keep developing as you go along and keep testing it. But as it stands, what is the market size of this opportunity, and what could be your market share once you bring the drug to the market, say in FY 26-27?
That is very, very difficult to say, but just to get you an idea, the US has an incidence of multi-drug resistance of about 700,000 patients, 500 to 700,000 patients. And we believe that the older drugs, which are approved recently, may constitute about 20-25% of that market. The balance market is an opportunity available to us. And normally these drugs are being priced today in the US at about $8,000 to $10,000 per treatment.
Right. When do you look to launch this? Will it be a one global launch of the drug, or will you be taking one market at a time? Of course, you can't price the drug in India at the same price as it is in the US. Are you considering sort of breaking the market by bringing in lower prices? Would you compete on pricing, or just simply on the fact that what you're bringing in has better success rate?
See, generally we will discount for Indian market by at least 75 to 80% of our US prices. So, because one of our objective is not to have the product success in US and worldwide, but also make it affordable. So that a large number of patients can use it, and therefore they can save lives. So we have a dual purpose here, that we make these drugs available worldwide, and as per the ability to pay, the pricing will be adjusted accordingly.
Sir, just trying to understand what is the possible headwind. Right now, it looks like a very exciting journey. You've talked about FY26. What is the possible challenge or downside that you have factored in and that our viewers should know about?
I think as far as my drug is concerned, 5222, 35 cases of compassionate use, where they were all extreme cases. All existing antibiotic in each of the case were used. And that is how a drug goes in the compassionate use category. And we had 100% success. So in terms of efficacy, it is no issue whatsoever. But what is equally important, because some of the cases like bloodstream infection and bone infection, they were very serious. And nearly a patient was on a deathbed. And we were able to give safely the drug up to 70 days in some cases. So the treatment was 7 to 10 days to 1 month to as long as 70 days. And it was safe, and there were no side effects observed. So both efficacy and safety, it's a kind of a very unique drug, and it can be used freely in all kind of cases where no other antibiotic works.
Are you looking at licensing deals with other companies for this, Mr. Khurakiwala, going forward?
Yeah, we are looking at that option for Western market of a licensing, and we will initiate that process sometime early next year.
So just doing a little bit of a digression from WCK 5222 to WCK 4873. Where does that stand in terms of a launch? What is the timeline? Are the approvals already in?
BICNAB, that is 4873, is a drug for pneumonia, and it is a tablet. It is ultra short treatment for 3 days. We have completed phase 3 clinical trial and submitted to drug controller for approval in April of this year. And we hope to receive the approval in next month or two. And thereafter, we will launch the product. It is also a very unique product in the sense the existing drug like azithromycin has about 60% resistance cases, so practically it has no value. And augmentin, which does not work on atypical pneumonia, which is about 30 to 40% of cases. And since it is an oral drug, there is no pre-investigation required normally. And chest specialists and others, and it works in 3 days. And about 1/3 of patients of pneumonia go to hospital because there are no adequate oral treatment available. Some of the patients are very serious and they will have to go to pneumonia, to the hospital. But I think a large number of patients can be treated with the drug, oral treatment. And I think that is what McNair for 4873 in pneumonia will work.
Sir, so hopefully the approval should be with you next month, like you indicated. Post that, you'd look at doing a launch, which could be maybe 2 to 3 months out. Would it be a fair assumption that in the third or fourth quarter of the current financial year, 4873 will reflect on your earnings, your revenues, and your profitability?
I could say that in the fourth quarter, it is more likely that our product would be in the market. But a new drug, irrespective of how good it is, it has a very limited financial impact in the first few months. But certainly it will have some impact on FY26.
And one quick question regarding your 15-year multi-vaccine collaboration with Serum Institute of India. I know we talked about this and you shared with us where things stand last quarter, but any update on that? Are you bringing in any products on that front? Can we see this turning revenue accretive, if not today, but over the course of the medium term?
I have no update on what we mentioned 3 months back, and the situation is same. Actually, Serum is working on two of the vaccines, and they are at various stages of late stages of clinical trial. So we would see some kind of progress coming in FY26.
Right. Dr. Khorakriwala, one last question. You've obviously spent significant amount of time and money on developing both WCK 5222 and WCK 4873, and both are coming to culmination as we see it. Any more investments you anticipate lined up to be made in any of these two products? I know your recent QIP funds for that of course that you raised were also directed towards 5222. But any more big investments lined up?
I think we have to complete the phase clinical trial, and there would be some investment required because we have other portfolio of product. So our NC investment will continue to be there, but not as significant as it was there in last 2 years.
Thank you so much for speaking with us, Dr. Khorakriwala there. Wockhardt in focus, and truly, I mean, beyond just what we're talking about today in terms of the stock price and the company and for investors, if you have this kind of a breakthrough for multi-resistant diseases, it's really going to change things in a big way.